What's up, everyone? It's Tim from Tim Plays Game here with my review for Splatoon 2 for the Nintendo Switch. First and foremost, though this may be my first game review video, don't expect me to pull any punches. When I review a game, I intend to be super critical. We will be looking at the most important aspects of this game and giving a thorough analysis of it. So let's start by looking at what this game is all about. Splatoon 2 is a team-based, third-person shooter developed, published, and produced by Nintendo for the Nintendo Switch. It is the sequel to the 2015 Wii U game Splatoon, and is playable by up to 8 players in 4 vs 4 matches. In Splatoon 2, you are a kid, squid, known as an Inkling, who use their ink to attack opponents in turf war matches. Inklings can alternate between kid form, in which they can fire ink from their weapons, and squid form, in which they can swim through the ink of their own color. Splatoon 2 takes place 2 years after the original Splatoon, with a single-player story mode that reflects this. Splatoon 2 can be played online or through local wireless connection. Okay, I think that clears up most of the background information. What's different in the sequel? First, the weapons and the sub-weapons have been modified, and a few new ones have been added. All the special weapons from the first game are gone. The Kraken, it's gone. The Inkzooka, it's gone. Ink Missile, Killer Whale, Bubbler, it's all gone. Bomb Rush, actually, that one is still there. They just renamed it the Bomb Launcher. But every other special weapon has been replaced with new special weapons, so you'll have to update your battle style. This isn't a bad thing, and it keeps the game fresh and distinct from its predecessor. Splatoon 2 has a great single-player mode that acts as a tutorial to the different weapon types. Rapid-fire weapons, rollers, chargers, blasters, splatling, slosher, ink brush, and even new weapon types like the dualies and the Splat Dualies. My biggest complaint about the single-player mode is that it's long, tedious, and the story is forgettable. The story is basically Marie looking for her cousin and fellow squid sister, Callie, and rescuing the great zapfish that powers the city of Inkopolis. I mean, half of this story was the story from the single player in the first Splatoon. You think the writers could have put a little more thought into writing a story, especially for the sequel? Maybe not use the same exact story from the first game and add on to it? That looks really lazy from a consumer standpoint. Also, just like its predecessor, Turf War and all other match modes were brought back with some minor tweaks to make them more competitive. A new mode was also added called Salmon Run, which is awesome. Basically, they give you a whole spiel about how it's a part-time job and you're collecting golden eggs, but it's really a zombie apocalypse mode. I know, right? Zombies in a Nintendo game. Except the zombies are lazy-eyed fish things. Other than that, it's almost like an episode of The Walking Dead compressed into about 7 minutes. I have to say this, it's the best. Fighting these salmonids is so much fun, and the rewards for completing this, usually in in-game cash, is great. The downside is that it's only available during certain times. The schedule for Salmon Run is irregular and is the biggest complaint amongst players. The game developers can give whatever excuse they want to why they did this, but it's disappointing and that I can only play this during certain times. It's like a parent or guardian who tells you when and how long you can play games for, except they're in the game. Yeah, annoying. The sequel also sports a new feature that wasn't in the original Splatoon, local wireless. You and up to 7 players, each with their own Nintendo Switch and a copy of Splatoon 2, can connect wirelessly and compete in battle modes or Salmon Run. Now, I haven't been able to test this feature yet because I can't for the life of me find other people with a Nintendo Switch who also have a copy of Splatoon 2. I'm sure as more Nintendo Switch continue to be produced, the number of Splatoon 2 players will increase, so that finding more players will be easier. From what I've been told by others, the local wireless is seamless and they haven't experienced any connection issues. Yeah, I was getting there. Connection issues. This is the biggest problem with this game. The foundation of this game is the online feature. Just like Splatoon, you play in online matches. You level up, you get new gear and weapons, you get better. That's the core principles of this game. Everything basically relies on the online function. The problem is that Nintendo has had the hardest time trying to put out a good online game. Microsoft and Sony don't have this problem, but Nintendo just can't seem to get it. You'll notice this problem as soon as you try to queue for an online match. Sometimes you may have to wait 3 minutes or longer to get into a match. A match that is 3 minutes in length, mind you. But it doesn't end there. After you get into the match, you might notice you'll be shooting ink at an opponent and the shots don't register and your shots are missing. There have been times that I have been hitting my opponent point blank and somehow I still miss. And sometimes the match will just suddenly end due to connection issues. And don't give me that tired line about you should check your internet connection or it's probably something on your end. No. I have the fastest internet speed I can afford. I have wired internet connection to my Switch. This is not a problem on my end. This is a problem that has been going on since the first Splatoon game, which was released 2 years ago. 2 years later, same problem. Why am I so upset about this? Because the online gameplay is the foundation of this game. If there's something wrong with the foundation, you fix it. You don't build on a broken foundation. You don't release a second game with the same problems as the first one and blame it on the customer. Splatoon 2 should have come bundled with a USB 3.0 Ethernet LAN network adapter if playing over Wi-Fi was going to be an issue. This is a glaring problem with the game that will make players stop playing. And don't get me wrong, I love this game. I have played it every day since I bought it, but I cannot in good faith give this game a dazzling review when so many people are having connection issues that Nintendo is blaming on its customers. No, it's not pretty with 5E suspicious. My internet is not busted. Nintendo needs to fix their online gaming features, especially if they're going to start charging people to use it in a few months. Oh, but we get the Nintendo Switch Online app that allows you to voice chat through your smart device. Skype! Discord! Come on now! They've been around longer. They work fine. This is a convoluted voice chat system is not a selling point to pay for an online gaming. Connection issues and online services aside, this is a good game. It's definitely an improvement. The first one with new weapons, new game modes, new features, and a new series of regular updates in Splatfest that will keep us playing for a year. So, let's summarize. The good stuff. New main and special weapons add a fresh twist to battles. Salmon Run is an awesome new addition. Portability and local wireless make it easier to play with friends nearby, and updates in Splatfest will keep you playing. The downsides. Single player mode is forgettable and tedious. Let's be honest, I got through it in a few hours. Nintendo Switch Online app is unnecessary, no offense. It's not, I rarely use it. And the biggest downside of all, connection problems still. Now comes the rating. Is Splatoon 2 amazing, great, good, okay, meh, or bleh? Splatoon 2 for the Nintendo Switch is good. As I said earlier, the connection errors affect the core of this game, and I feel like I'm being generous giving this game a good rating, but to say it's okay or worse feels a little insulting. Splatoon 2 is what a shooter game should be. It has something for every type of gamer, but is rewarding to the most devoted. Maybe you feel differently about this game, or perhaps you want to make a point about something I missed. If you do, please post anything you have to say in the comments section below so we can keep the discussion going. This has been my review for Splatoon 2 for the Nintendo Switch. I want to thank you all for watching. This is Tim from Tim Plays a Game signing off, and good night.